What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? Haha. What's going on, man? Guys, all the people. Remember, we were down at 74K for Bitcoin. And we were down at that 74K level, and we had all those people that were like, "Oh, we're going into a bear market, bro. Stop telling people to DCA, bro. We're going into a bear market." Those people are standing around who sold down there and never bought back in. They're standing around right now talking about,
you know how much I sacrificed?
Gotta bring back the classics, guys. Gotta bring back the classics. Oh, haters gonna hate, man. Haters gonna hate. All right, before we get into it, guys, quick shout out to the channel sponsor, Decent Self-Custody Wallet, guys. Get yourselves one of the biometric wallets or the Decent Card Wallet today, guys. Not your keys, not your coins. I got both, man, and I use them. Believe me, user-friendly, easy to use. Keep your crypto safe. Use my link, get a phenomenal deal. All right, let's go have a look over at Bitcoin, shall we? Boom. All right, we got some super chats to get into. Amazing Coins for You says, first, your boy and I are first today. Let's go, Zebek. I dig it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. My boys, absolutely. Cody, what's up, buddy? Lost connection on the Zoom call yesterday before I could finish my question. I'll have to schedule a one-on-one. Keep up the pump, bro. Hey, no problem, brother. Absolutely. Get your one-on-one coaching call booked in, brother. Speaking of which, guys, listen, if you do have a one-on-one coaching call this afternoon, I'll try to get to you. But right now, the servers, I guess, for Patreon are having difficulties. So sometimes when I try to load a page or something like that, it doesn't. So it just goes error. So just be mindful of that, guys. So, but get your one-on-one coaching calls booked in, guys. We will get them done. Absolutely. Also, guys, dropping another gem on you this weekend. Another gem over on the Patreon. We dropped 2 this week. We're dropping another one this weekend, either tonight or tomorrow. It's also Open Mic Fridays tonight as well, guys. That's going to be a phenomenal time. Guys, listen, if you've never experienced Open Mic Fridays over on the Patreon, we're doing stuff over there nobody else is doing, guys. Come on aboard. Join the community. Link is down below. It's in the description. It's in the pinned comments. Big things popping, little things stopping. Amazing Coins. Hey, what's up, Robin? Weirdos, let's go to the moon. Hell yeah. Danny, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Overcome in the house. First crypto schoolboy completed today, Rob. Nice, nice, nice. Sent 33,000 SPA on the wrong network, and it's not retrievable at this time. Usually I'm triple checker and sent a test amount, but didn't this time. Oh, it's always at one time, man. It's always at one time. I'm sorry to hear that, my dude. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Well, even this is acting slow today. Holy smokes. There we go. Joy. Happy Friday, Rob and Patreon family. Hope everyone is enjoying the green candles. Have a great day. Hit the like button. Absolutely, man. Parallel life. Much love all. Hope you smash this. Let's go. Bruno, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Bulbasaur, always the first Pokemon of the day. Squirtle hasn't been around much. Wonder where Green Tea has been at. Madness. Oh, yeah. Nadix and Zebek, 100%, man. Beebs, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Swift Coin, Hoover, absolutely, man. Guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow. Doesn't cost you doesn't cost a dime, penny, nickel, whatever you think it costs you. It is absolutely free. So go ahead and smash that like and subscribe. It's going around the blockchain, ping-pong until it reaches the destination one day. Maybe. Who knows, man? Who knows? Bro Tato, what's up, Bro Fasa? Bro Ski. Isn't that the most beautiful bull flag setup? Yes, exactly. Here's my thesis that we're going to kind of ping pong here for 7 to 14 days, kind of similar to how we did down here. We spent a week in this bull pennant. We broke to the upside, spent 14 days in this bull pennant, broke to the upside. Are we going to do it again here, guys, for 7 to 14 days? I guess we're going to find out. That actually works out perfectly because 7 days, if 7 to 14 days from where we are right now, that would be May 16th to May 23rd. Now, May 23rd is interesting, right? May 23rd is interesting because let me show you something here. May 23rd, remember that date. Uno momento. I'm just setting up my my chart here. Okay. So May 23rd is interesting because the next leg up here, the next big leg up right here on the M2 money supply correlation is right around that May 21st area. So very, very interesting. So we may go sideways here like this for the next 7 to 14 days, and then we have this next leg up. Very, very interesting how the M2 money supply next leg up correlates perfectly with building a bull pennant here for 7 to 14 days and then moving to the upside again. So, I mean, it works on a couple of levels, right? Very, very interesting. So we'll see what happens. Beebs, Zebek. Hell yeah, Zebek's climbing, baby. It's up 16% on the day. Remember yesterday when it was down like 10% and people were stressing out about it? Takarisi, right? E-Dubs, what's up, my guy? All this is getting exciting. Do we think there will be a weekend pullback, or do we think we'll be going rocket ship? I think we're going to kind of go sideways. We could come down. Where's my brush? We could come down like this, like in this area. We could come down there. As long as we keep closing our candles inside the bull pennant, it's fine, right? We can wick down all we want. It doesn't matter where we wick. It matters where we close our candles. So if we get a wick down, don't be surprised. Like if we come down, don't be surprised if it wicks right back up before the candle closes. So that'll be fine, right? But yeah, I think, like I just said, with the M2 money supply correlation and the structure on what we see right now on Bitcoin, it kind of lines up with a little bit of consolidation for maybe a week or two, and then we make another leg up somewhere between the 21st and the 23rd of May. We see that next leg up, right? So, and in that time frame, by the way, altcoins should continue to melt their way up to catch up to the price action that Bitcoin just displayed, right? So just because Bitcoin is going sideways doesn't mean altcoins are going to go sideways as well. They'll probably continue. I mean, there will be the odd red here and there, right? And throughout the course of a week or two, but for the most part, on average, altcoins should continue to melt their way upwards to catch up to Bitcoin's price action, right? Please do not subscribe to the Patreon if you want to stay broke. Yeah, if you want to be broke, don't be on the Patreon. If you want to make money, that's where you got to be, man. Paul, what's up, my dude? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Gloria, Zebek is making moves. Hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah. Jake the Snake, what's up? Roberto, let's ride this wave, baby. Drop the Zebek bomb on Ninja Live, XCN Swift today. There you go, man. There you go. Where do you guys buy your Nadix? You can buy Nadix on, if you're in the States, you can buy it on Coinbase Wallet. Cryptis, what's going on? Is everything in your portfolio green yet? Not quite everything. Lord Jesus, help me through these next 4 months so I don't mess it up. Good Friday, future family. What's up, Mario? Hello, Senor Rob. Hope all is well. All is well, my dude. All is well. Shane's in the house. What's up, buddy? WF Capital, we are going into a bear market. Stop telling people DCA, man. Well played, sir. Well played. Leafs and BTC for the win today. Oh, man. From your lips to God's ears, I hope so, man. I hope so. It's going to be tough, man. I don't know if the Leafs can go in there and going up 3-0 against the defending Stanley Cup champions in a series. That's a tall task, man. But if they could somehow pull it off, If they can weather the first 10 minutes of the first period, maybe deflate the crowd by putting a goal in or something like that, and just hit everything that moves, they just might be able to pull it off. But I got to be honest with you. I think Panthers are taking game 3, and I think the Leafs are going to take game 4, and we'll come back to Toronto with a 3-1 series lead. That's what I think is going to happen. David, what's up, buddy? Yo, 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 EZ, what's good, man? Is Mikko getting another Hattie tonight or what? That is crazy, isn't it? 2 teams traded him. 2 teams that have now been, well, actually, no, Carolina has not been eliminated yet. They're still playing, right? But, man, Colorado must be so peeved. I mean, yeah, they got stuff back, but, I mean, this guy is performing in the playoffs, man. He put a dagger in his former team. How crazy is that? I mean, that's the beauty of hockey, right? These stories play out. You can't write a better story than that. You cannot write a better story than that. Crazy. Rantanen has been insane, right? And tell me right now that the Canes couldn't use his firepower as well, right? So, I mean, I don't know, man. Dallas made a good move. David, what's up, man? Focus, what's up? Ainter's gonna ain't. Azarine, yo, yo, yo. Jess, what's going on? Happy Friday. When House. Yes, exactly. When House. Yes. Love that classic. We haven't brought that up in a while, eh? We have not brought that up in a while. What's up, Shane? Good to see you, buddy. Focus says Patreon member here, and I'm just wondering, is the new gem going to be available on Coinbase or Coinbase wallet? Well, I mean, just about everything is available on Coinbase wallet, let's be honest, right? But uno momento, por favor. Yes, it is on Coinbase. It's also on Kraken. So there you go. So yes, wherever you are in the States, you will be able to buy it. I'm super excited about it, man. I am super excited about it. It's a great project. Ceiling Fan, what's up? You think the weekend is going to be red or green? Weekends have been annoying. Well, we're going to have low volume, right? So probably red. I mean, like I said, over the weekend, we could see a red candle come all the way down around $100,000 retest. But I think it will close. It will just be a wick by the time that the candle closes, right? So, but yeah, we will see low volume over the weekend, most likely. Dylan joined the Patreon yesterday. Welcome to the family, my friend. Welcome aboard. Awesome to have you, man. Awesome to have you. Ruben, what do you think about these financial loans backed by Bitcoin? I feel comfortable essentially staking my Bitcoin for a loan. Well, we talk a lot over on the Patreon about Bitcoin backed loans going into the bear market and stuff, and why it's one of the reasons we're actually not, like, I don't sell my Bitcoin. I don't take profits on Bitcoin. I don't sell it. I continue to stack it because it's going to always be an appreciating asset no matter what, right? So you could take loans out against it and still own it. So yeah, I mean, absolutely, very bullish on that. Very bullish. It adds another layer of utility to Bitcoin, in my opinion, right? Harlow, what's up, my dude? You're the best in the game in my eyes. When ETH goes up, so will the gems. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Another local, thanks, Rob, for creating the most amazing supportive crypto community. Members are friends for life now. We're all learning from you and everyone's experience whilst growing our bags together. Yeah, Patreon is a phenomenal community, man. I agree. I love, sometimes I just pop in the chat and I don't even say anything. I just pop in there just to read what everybody's saying. And, you know, everybody's having fun most of the time. I mean, everybody's chatting, everybody's, you know, helping each other out, answering questions, asking questions. And, you know, it's like nothing you can't find that quality anywhere else, in my opinion, right? So absolutely, man. Space and Time is on Coinbase. Rob, you in? I'd have to check it out, man. Ty, what's up, man? What's popping? If we stay in this range for 7 to 14 days, BTC, does that mean our alts still? Yes, they will still move up. Strawberry Dragons, what's going on? That reminds me of when I tried to send $800 to ADA to another wallet and never received it. the address was right, but someone told me I need to add a tag. Yes, there's for certain projects there's tags like XRPs like that too. You have to add the tag or memo as well, or else it won't show up, right? So, which is stupid, but whatever. Milk Money, what's up, buddy? Ready for an open mic Friday? Yes, open mic Friday nights, baby. Going to be a blast. There she is, Gamma Goddess in the house. Happy Friday. Looking forward to open mic Friday. Hope everyone is doing well. Let's get this money. Had to chase my 3-year-old down there to receive my phone. Yeah, the struggle is real. 3K Sports, what's up, man? Where you been hiding, brother? Got him. Whiff Capital. What do we got? Brock, what's up, buddy? I'm at work and can't look, but could you please tell me how big the sell wall is on Onyx around 2 cents? I don't have that information on me right now, my friend, but it's not big. It's not big, right? It's not really, there's not a ton of resistance there. I was looking at it the other day. Where is XCN? Where is XCN? Yeah, no, this is going to snap. When this snaps, it's going to go big, man. I wouldn't worry about that. I would not worry about it. It's not a big sell. Well, we're at 1 cent 899, 1 cent 9 right now. It's the same thing with Jasmine. These are going to pop soon, man. What is Zebek? Onyx in the house. Boom. Second Pokemon. Hey, Rob, you sound 100% better. I'm feeling 100% better. After emergency surgery. Nice. That's what I like to hear, brother. Doing good, though. Thanks for all you do. Well, get well soon, my friend. I saw your comment the other day. I didn't have a chance to go through it, but I'm glad you're feeling better, man. Bombay Tonic, you got to check out STRX 24/7 token stock trading. STRX. I'm just looking at the chart here. I mean, I don't think that this is it. Okay, I found it here. I found it. I mean, it's continuing to climb. Yeah, I mean, fairly new project. The problem with a project like this is that the chart only goes back, there's not enough history to really do much TA on it. We're putting in higher highs, which is good, right? You're putting in those higher highs and higher lows. So yeah, but I would need more history to be able to read the chart on it, to be honest with you. It's hard to, charting's not reliable on a project without history, right? Focus, thanks, you man, no problem, brother. Beebs, Rob Holmes should be here talking up his Panthers. He's disappeared. Yeah, I know. Where the hell is Holmes? I hope he's okay. Like, it's strange. He's not here at all. He hasn't been here in a couple of months. Hopefully everything's all right. We miss Holmes, man. I am Jasmine. We're all Jasmine. What's the push-up tax look like today, brother? You're going to have to do about 75, man. You're about 33 minutes late. I'm going to eat some crow and admit I was so wrong about the never being an American Pope. Well, there you go, yeah. Well, I mean, it happens, right? It happens. Everybody's wrong once in a while, man. Even me. My wife tells me I'm wrong all the time. Zebek keeps chipping at 2 cents. Oh, yeah, it's going to break through. I don't know if it'll break through over the weekend. It might, because Zebek does tend to act in the opposite of the market. So if the market kind of is slightly red or sideways over the weekend, Zebek could take advantage, and it's inverse correlated, so it could. Keeping us moist. There you go. Oh, how's XAN dropping 2 new ledgers in the next 2 weeks? Nice. I'll have to check that out, man. Zebek broke 2014 last Friday. We're closing above 2021 this Friday. Let's go. Hey, that'd be epic, man. I need to hop into Zebek before it's too late. Yeah, get in where you fit in, brother. Get in where you fit in. Swiftcoin needed to go. Swiftcoin's up 12% right now. It's moving nicely with the rest of the market. So happy to have finally broken even with my portfolio. Now to the moon. Just DCA'd on one gem. Still down 50%. Now I only down 23. There you go, man. Brock, thank you, Rob. I really appreciate it, buddy. You really are the man. Hey, no problem, brother. I appreciate you. Sorry, working at 2 new Ledger products for XEN coming soon. I got to do some research on that. I haven't heard anything about it. Kim, what's up, man? Forgot to ask in the one-on-one, if you have a moment, what do you think Floki can hit this cycle? I don't do price predictions on meme coins. It's too many zeros, man. Too many zeros, to be honest with you. Charmander in the house. There we go. Third Pokemon of the day. Harlow. Here, Rob, my wife said Zebek will go to the moon on Mother's Day. Yes, thank you for reminding me. I actually should go buy some Mother's Day stuff today. Thank you for reminding me, brother. I don't want to, get done in. How about Morpho? Know anything about the company? Credible? I don't know anything about it. I could do some research into it though. Hey Rob, I saw XCN has new point incentives for using the XCN ledger. Can you cover these at some point again? Of course I can. Yeah, I'll do a little bit of a dive into it. Yeah, because O-House was asking about it too, about some two new ledgers as well. So I'll do a little bit of a deeper dive into XCN and Onyx Coin later today. I'll see what I can dig up, see what I can find, guys. All right, let's get into some of the news. We haven't even touched on the news yet. Right. So first, okay, yeah. So I'm seeing updates on it now for the ledger and stuff. I'll do a video on it later today. So let's get into some of the news here, guys, before we run out of time. But first, shout out again to the channel sponsor, Decent Self-Custody Wallet. Get yourselves the biometric or the card wallet today, guys. Use our link down below. Get a phenomenal deal. I use them. You should use them. Not your keys, not your coins, guys. Remember that. Damn it. Okay, so we got Kathy Wood on deck over at Squawk Box today. Let's see what she is talking about.
ARK Invest CEO Kathy Wood recently adding to her existing stakes in NVIDIA, AMD, and CRISPR Therapeutics. And for more on some of those names and others in the tech sector, Kathy Wood joins us right now. Kathy, it's good to see you. I'm curious about how you've been thinking about investing just over the last month or two, given that we've been sort of in this very volatile market. The tariff issue has sort of weighed over everything, but clearly a lot of the market has come back even in the past month and a half.
Yes, President Trump certainly has an interesting way of negotiating, and our thoughts from the beginning is what he's looking for, and what I think we learned about with India today is to reduce tax rates as much as possible around the world, high tax rates, especially on the United States, to reduce non-tariff trade barriers. And I think we're beginning to see more and more of that prove out here. This is a global tax cut. This is a good thing. So we think the headwinds associated with what seemed to be chaotic decision-making are beginning to clear.
And are you therefore a believer that there's a sort of a big, I mean, we've already had a rally, or I mean, off the lows. How does the rest of the year play out there in your mind?
Well, we have been saying, actually, I just put out a letter talking about the rolling recession we've been in for the last 3 years since the Fed jacked up rates. We got a negative quarter in the first quarter, potentially in the second quarter as well. And I think more and more people are getting concerned about an extended recession and amid all the uncertainty. We actually think we're at the end of this rolling recession and that we are moving into a period after all of this uncertainty of much greater productivity. And interestingly, if you look at the government sector, we're seeing unbelievable productivity moves taking place. There's a video out there between the FDA, the new head of the FDA, and the new head of CBER. And they're talking about generative AI in reviewing studies, medical trials that cut work from days to minutes. So there's a lot of productivity, I think, evolving in the ecosystem. I think companies are now enterprises. We see from Palantir that that this is now a strategic decision for companies. So I think we're going to see a lot more productivity-driven growth, which means inflation is going to be much lower than expected, which is going to be very capital friendly.
You've talked for a long time about Bitcoin getting to $500,000 a coin, depending on the time frame. I think you were hoping for it to be there now. We are back up over $100,000 now. We're about $103,000. To the extent you have a thesis about this, what is it at this point, and what would your new target be?
Yes, so we have always had a 2030 target, the base case in the 700 to 750,000 range, the bull case in the $1.5 million range. David Puel, our analyst and our on-chain analyst, put that piece out recently, and you can see the building blocks, how much share we expect Bitcoin to either take from gold or grow that store of value market. Institutions moving in, and they've barely moved in. We have 1 million more coins, roughly, to be minted ever. And institutions are just testing the waters right now. And then there's the emerging market use case as well. So we think we have miles to go, yes.
Tesla.
Yes.
Where are you on Tesla at this point? You've been a bull for a very, very long time. We're at $287.
Yes. Well, as we have put out there, our target in 5 years, so 2030 again, is $2,600. And our confidence in that number has gone up now that Tesla is commercializing robotaxis in August, in June. What we don't have in that number, and what is happening faster than we expected, and as you know, we're very focused on learning curves and how quickly new technologies are going to evolve. Humanoid robots. And Elon has been talking about that market being bigger ultimately than the robotaxi market. And he talks about Tesla being number one globally when it comes to humanoid robots, and also says that China is number 2 to 10. So we have to get moving on that score as well. We think that's a $26 trillion revenue opportunity split between home and industrial in the next 5 to 10 years. It's going to be a huge market. And the reason Tesla is ahead of the game is we're talking about the three platforms it's already innovating on. Robots, robotaxis are robots, energy storage, they will be electric, and AI. Those are the 3 technologies in the humanoid robot movement as well.
I agree with her on that, guys. Like, listen, everything that Elon is doing right now in his companies, it's just next level, guys. Next level. Whether you love them, whether you hate them, this isn't about that. This is about making money, right? So you can be emotional or you can invest in the future. Take your pick, right? Shout out to Nadix, guys. New milestone. Nadix network has surpassed 250,000 users. That's more than 250,000 believers, stakeholders in our mission to build the DPAI network of cameras. If you don't know anything about Nadix, guys, this is a gem we dropped months ago over on the Patreon. Microcap gem, partnered with the likes of Google, Amazon, Peak, Circle, Tesla. Yes, guys, absolutely huge project in the future. That's why you want to be over on the Patreon. We dropped 2 other projects already this week, and I'm dropping another one, another gem this weekend. So get over to the Patreon, guys. Do not miss out on that opportunity. Get in early on these plays before they already pump. All right, what else do we have? Crypto Quant CEO explains what could be next for Bitcoin. In a detailed thread, Ju explained how explained how the market has shifted dramatically in recent months, rendering previous cycle theories less predictive. He acknowledged that massive inflows through Bitcoin ETFs have begun reshaping the crypto market structure. This institutional liquidity, he said, is now beginning to outweigh traditional selling pressures from longtime Bitcoin holders such as whales and miners. Bitcoin selling pressure is easing, and massive inflows are coming through ETFs. He stated 2 months ago, I said the bull cycle was over, but I was wrong. I will give him respect for that, for admitting that he was wrong. He compared the old Bitcoin market to the game of musical chairs, where whales, miners, and retail investors rotated liquidity until one group failed to exit in time. These cycles were once fairly predictable. When whales cashed out at the top, sell-offs cascaded, dragging prices down. However, the CEO now believes this model is increasingly obsolete due to the broader range of market participants. I personally respectfully disagree wholeheartedly. The market has become much more diverse. ETFs, MicroStrategy, institutional investors, and even government agencies are now players. All that means is that we're playing on a bigger scale in terms of total market cap. That's all that means, right? Humans are still humans, and we still behave the same way. Rather than focusing solely on traditional on-chain indicators like whale movements or miner behavior, he emphasized the importance of tracking institutional liquidity, particularly ETF flows. It's time to throw out the cycle theory. I, again, personally disagree. Listen, so many people have said the 4-year cycle's over, and the one thing in crypto that has always been consistent and never failed up to this point could not even be stopped by that event that shut the world down for 2 years. You know what I'm talking about? Back in 2019, 2020. Yeah, even that did not stop the 4-year cycle. We're talking about a full economic shutdown, right? People couldn't go to work for 2 years, right? That didn't shut the world down. But somehow the 4-year cycle is broken just because this guy says it's broken. For me, guys, I have to go with history. There has been no sign to say that the 4-year cycle is broken. I think this is just hopium by a Bitcoin maxi, hoping that we won't go into a bear market, and because they want Bitcoin in 2026, 2027, 2028, they want it to go up to $500,000, $1 million, because they're holding it, right? So they're trying to influence retail investors to think the same thing so that they can break the 4-year cycle. But they're going to be left behind, guys. The 4-year cycle is still going to happen. The bear market is still going to come. Despite the bullish price trend in recent weeks, he cautioned that a broader market still feels uncertain and in transition. Most indicators are hanging around the borderline. It doesn't feel like a clear bullish or bearish market right now, he said, framing this moment as a profit-taking stalemate rather than a euphoric breakout. He concluded in his thread with rare public apology. Just because I was wrong doesn't mean on-chain data is useless. Now, keep in mind, this is coming from someone who thought that the bear market started 2 or 3 months ago, right? Yes, he's admitting that he was wrong, but 2 or 3 months ago, he was claiming the 4-year cycle was broken and that we were going into a bear market. He was wrong, and now he's claiming the 4-year cycle is broken and we're just never going to stop going up, right? So coming from somebody who is generally wrong, yeah, I would take it with a grain of salt. I would take it with a grain of salt. All right, what else do we have? Let's get into the chat, catch back up. Partnered with Coinbase to offer the loans. Nice, basically staking Bitcoin. Nice. Mike, is it easy to cash out Polygon USDC on exchange? It should be. Ramona, what's going on? Thank you for all you do, Rob. Everyone got the like, subscribe, and join the Patreon. Absolutely. Ali G, what's up, man? Do you think Swift can hit 30 cents this bull run? Listen, I am very bullish on Swift, guys. I do think that it can hit those prices, man. It's not guaranteed that it will, but I have this feeling, when you look at the tokenomics, only 10 billion max supply, 100% of the supply in circulation. This thing has the potential to really, really go. Blair, what's going on? Ali G will hit $26. Tyler, she lost over 14 billion. Yeah, I don't mind Kathy Wood. When are you getting your robot, Rob? I will get a robot if they come out. Damn right, I'll get one. Brazilian Pope was American. Yes. There you go. Absolutely. Happy Friday, Ramona. Thank you so much for the support of the channel. As always, we love you, Ramona. All right. What do we have here? Oh, I didn't get a chance to read it. Kevin Hassett briefed on about 24 hours of deals that are this close to being resolved. Tariffs close to being resolved? What's going on here?
States and China set for preliminary trade talks tomorrow in Switzerland. Joining us right now to discuss it and much more is White House National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett. Kevin, thank you for being here today. Let's talk through what we've heard from this framework, first of all, from the deal with the United Kingdom. On how you think this is going to impact the economy. Obviously, not one of our largest trading partners, but this perhaps provides a framework for what we might anticipate to see in some other trade deals as well. What are the key points here that you see?
Yeah, I think it absolutely is a framework for the deals that we're going to see ahead. It's got a 10% rate that's kind of a ring around the country with respect to UK goods, but with respectful exceptions like the quotas for autos. And I think in our view, that makes it so that there's a lot more revenue coming in that the U.S. can use to make American workers and American firms more competitive. And the other thing is that we put a high priority on advantaging American farmers. And so if you look at this deal, go look at the press release that the beef producers put out as soon as the deal was signed. We know that it's been a tough time for farmers in the U.S., and a big reason is that they've been treated so poorly by our trading partners. And getting the U.K., which has been a country that's been pretty reluctant to let our beef and other products in, come to the table and open up their markets to U.S. farmers is a big, big win.
We did hear, though, from the policymaking group for the United States automakers that they were disappointed by this news, to hear that UK autos that are made in the UK and maybe have zero parts that are made in the United States can come in and get a better deal than those that are compliant with USMCA and maybe contain half of their parts from US autos having a much higher tariff rate. How do you address that?
Oh, well, there's a 100% way to address any divergence in these things, and that's to make sure that the parts are more made in the U.S. And so onshoring of production has been a key objective of President Trump's. If you look at the jobs data and the capital spending data in the first quarter, where we saw a 20% boom in equipment investment, you can see that it's working. But yes, there's going to be some adjustment. That's the purpose of the policy.
No, but the cars that are made in the UK can come in without any parts made in the country with a lower tariff.
That would be a bigger concern on an economic front if there weren't a cap on how many cars were coming in. So it's just capped at about what was coming in before, so that U.S. producers don't have to worry that they're suddenly going to lose their market compared to what's been happening in the past.
What impact will this have on the greater U.S. economy to have a trade deal like this in place?
I think it's going to be enormous positive, because now people see what the next deals are going to look like. And, congrats to Secretary Lutnick and Jameson Greer, who are leading this effort. And I can tell you that I've been briefed on about 24 other deals that are this close to being resolved. And what that's going to do is it's going to be very settling for markets, because they're going to understand what the rules are. They're going to see that the rules advantage American producers and American workers and aren't horribly disruptive, like some of the Wall Street firms have been saying they would be if you look back a month or two.
Kevin, how much money should the Treasury expect to be bringing in annually as a function of tariffs once these deals are remedied or negotiated?
The problem with that question, it's a really smart question, and the problem with that question is it depends on what happens with the negotiations. It depends what happens with the negotiations with the Chinese in Geneva this weekend. It's if I put a number out, then in some sense it's upending the negotiation, because we're saying, oh, well, that's what the U.S. position is. I can say that I spoke as they were getting on the plane with Jameson and Secretary Bessent last night, wishing them Godspeed, and everything that's been going on with the meeting in Switzerland is very promising to us. We're seeing extreme respect, treating both sides with respect. We're seeing collegiality and also sketches of positive developments. And so I think that as we move forward and remove, hopefully, uncertainty on China and get deals like the UK, then people understand what President Trump's trade policy has been all about. And then we can move on to the thing that I've been working hardest on. I was just in the Roosevelt room with the Speaker of the House and the Majority Leader and Scott this week negotiating the tax bill, which is going to be the biggest tax cut ever. So there's a lot of positive stuff going on.
Can you also speak to just what I imagine are these favored nation clauses that are being put into these contracts or agreements around tariffs, meaning that the UK obviously wants certain things, wants to have better terms than others. You're going to have India, I imagine, to the extent they want to do a deal with the US, they're going to want to have better terms than China can get. How is that all going to work?
Well, I think that in the end, there's going to be a lot of similarity between the people that come to the table, make the concessions that the president wants, and then agree to be treated well, as the UK is being treated well right now. I think that what every country comes to the table with is a list of the things that they care the most about. And as I look at all the negotiations and how they're progressing, the one thing I can say is that that's a much harder thing for the EU to do than for everybody else. That's why we're moving so fast with so many countries, because at the EU, you got lots of different countries, and the countries disagree amongst themselves about what the priorities would be. But yeah, I'm very confident that in the end, there's going to be very similar treatment, but on different things, because different countries care about different things.
But Kevin, you said that you don't think these trade deals the tariffs are going to be as disruptive as a lot of Wall Street firms have predicted.
Right.
Is that because you think that these tariffs are going to come down dramatically as trade deals are cleared in rapid fire?
Well, we'll see what happens, but I think the UK success happening so fast is a model of what everybody's shooting for. And the fact that even before Liberation Day, at the beginning of the year, negotiations were already ongoing with Jameson Greer and Howard Lutnick. And so there's a lot of progress made. And yeah, I think you're going to see a lot more deals like the UK deal in the coming weeks.
We're quoting you that these trade deals won't be as disruptive as some people, but I think you said and at least meant that the tariffs won't be as disruptive. The trade deals, I think everyone agrees, would be helpful if it brings down the high tariffs that had been proposed on April 2nd.
Well, it's really the non-tariff barrier, the huge positive shock of getting rid of these non-tariff barriers. That's the thing that I think is why markets are celebrating this deal, even though there's a 10% tariff.
Let's talk a little bit about taxes and where you think the progress is being made with that. We did just have Senate Majority Leader John Thune on set talking about some of these things. One of the things he pointed out is that he's dealing with different math in the Senate than the House Speaker is in the House, and that it's a little complicated to work the math because each of those bodies has something slightly different that they'd like to see.
Right.
The leader himself said that, look, he'd prefer to see all these tax cuts that exist right now made permanent rather than maybe taking on some of the new promises that President Trump was laying out on the campaign trail. How do you score all of these different things for the economy? Well,
first, it's got to score to be a big positive for the economy, a much bigger positive for the economy even than the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017. But the way to think about what's going on is that it's really easy to understand, but in some sense, they're moving pieces. The reason it's easy to understand is that the president said throughout the campaign what his high priorities are for taxes, like no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and so on. Interest-free auto loans. Those things are his priorities. Those are the things that he insists are going to be in the bill. And then the House and the Senate, they have some of their priorities are different, and they're working it out amongst themselves. And President Trump is clear that he has some things that absolutely red line have to be in the bill. And he also understands that in the end, as they work it out, there'll be things that one side or the other forces the other to do that not everybody agrees about. That won't necessarily be in the top 10 list of the president's priorities. But that's very collegially being discussed in the Roosevelt Room and up on the Hill with Scott Bessent, me, and the leader and the speaker. And we're meeting almost every week right now to make sure that it works out. We had a great meeting this week with an incredible amount of progress moving forward. I expect that you're going to hear from Jason Smith sometime today of what the schedule for the tax bill will be. And it'll probably be really accelerated given what I'm hearing.
You think the rate's going back to the 39.6, Kevin, to make room for some of the other provisions from the president? The president said he'd be okay with it, but he's not. He was kind of like, Sound like he's not
thrilled. He's not thrilled about it. He understands the argument. It's one of the things that the Senate and the House has to work out. I think I saw what Senator Thune was saying on your show, and he felt like there might be some scenario where he would consider that, but no, it's not high on the president's list. He even tweeted about it this morning again.
The president also on Truth Social just said many trade deals are in the hopper. All of them, there it is. All of them good or even great ones. So he's.
It's true.
Okay, he might be listening.
I've seen him. It really is true. Yeah.
Okay, he might have been listening. Maybe he found out from you, from watching what you just said.
Sometimes he does. Often not.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a resolution coming out of these next 4 days with China and the talks with the U.S. I think we're going to see some fruits of that labor, to be honest with you. So I'm looking forward to it. What's the price target for Jasmine? If the total market cap hits 10 trillion, in your opinion? I think that Jasmine's not going to perform as well as some people think it is. It's still going to perform phenomenally. Don't get me wrong. But it's not going to reach the heights of $1 anymore because they're not even launching most of their product till Q3 of this year, Q3, Q4 of this year. That's the peak of the bull run. They should have got this stuff out last year, right? But it does make next cycle look huge for Jasmine. That's what I would say. Super Cootie, hey, can you take a look at Julia OS? If they get their socials together, they could fly, maybe even as high as Zilia. What do you think? Thanks. Look at Julia OS. What is Julia OS? What is Julia OS? Well, I mean, I can't look at the chart because, I mean, there's only history from April. I mean, look how limited history there is here. I would need to do a deeper dive into the company to know anything because the chart is just, I mean, look at that. There's no history to go off of here. I mean, I could go down to the lower time frames. I could go down to like the hourly or something and have a look, but it's pretty sideways, to be honest with you. On the hourly, but yeah, there's not really much that I can tell you on that one because there's just no history here. I would need to do a deeper dive into the company, brother. Charmander, what's up, buddy? So the only question is, Rob, do you still back this for destroy? Well, I mean, it's not. Here's the thing: people misunderstand. It's not about backing Mr. T, right? It's not about that, and people are too black and white with things, right? I'm more of an independent. I see the facts. I see the truth for what it is, or I see the lesser of two evils. And let's be honest here. If we really cut through the crap cake, if Biden and the Democrats were actually doing good things for the economy and good things for the U.S., all they were doing was attacking crypto, right? They were doing shady stuff. They had the SEC out of control, right? They were doing all of this stuff. They were lying to the public about Biden's cognitive skills, right? So, I mean, if the left, if the Democrats were not being as greasy as they were, and they were, I mean, look at, I would have been like, yeah, let's go Democrats. If they were doing things, if they were doing the things that Mr. T's doing, I would have went with them. I would have backed them. I'm more of an independent. I go with what I like. I go with what I see. If I see what I like, as an American, right? I don't know. I'm not American, but as an American citizen, how can you on one hand be like, I hate this guy when he's literally in the process of making a massive tax break for anyone making less than $150,000? How can you benefit from that and hate him at the same time? It doesn't make sense. You're being biased based on television at that point, because he's literally, the proof is in the pudding. He's making your life and your country stronger. Look at the deal that they just came to with the UK, right? There's only a 2% tariff on the or 1 point something percent tariff on the US, and there's a 10% tariff on the UK. That's a hell of a swing deal for them, right? And I'm sure we're going to see something similar come out of this China thing. I mean, I got to say, at the end of the day, it's not about who's doing it. It's about seeing results that work, right? The left, the Democrats, and same thing in Canada, the Liberals have been so caught up in pushing leftist agendas and social constructs that they're not even concerned with the economy that's being destroyed or taxes getting increased and stuff like that. So, I mean, allowing a digital asset, a new emerging technology to be adopted by the US to be a leader in that space before China and other countries do. They didn't care about any of that stuff, right? They have their own agendas. Look at Elizabeth Warren. So it's not about backing Mr. T or that I like Mr. T. I like what he's representing, and I like what he's doing for his people at the end of the day, that the Democrats at the end of the day just weren't doing, right? Again, how can you take a massive income tax break on anyone that makes less than $150,000 a year and hate him for doing it, right? It doesn't make sense. And as for Canada, yes, I would love if Canada became part of the state still, absolutely. We have not had the ability to have national pride in over a decade in Canada because of our leadership, right? So there's nothing to be proud of except for hockey when it comes to being Canadian right now. I've been thinking, what if Mr. T's entire plan was to start crazy high on tariffs to shock people, making a 10% tariff? Yeah, I agree. Start high, and then, if you want it down here, start up here so you can bring it down, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. ZBEC movement again. It's up 18% now. Absolutely. Triple J, thoughts on CFI on SUI? I don't know anything about it. Worried about XCN. Will it dip? Why are you worried? When the market's pumping, why are you worried? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I mean, the project as a whole should have said that. Yeah, I got to do some research on it. I don't know anything about it, brother. As a legal immigrant in the U.S., living in Florida, we love Mr. T. There you go. Good point on the progressive left. Yeah, it's really what it comes down to. It's not about, I could care less. There is no good politician, left or right. There's no good politician. Let's be honest, right? It's just a matter of who's the lesser of two evils and who's going to do things that benefit the people more, right? Because they all do things that benefit themselves and their friends, right? So, big paper, my government name, nice. So yeah, so that, I don't know. That's just kind of my stance on it. I could care less one way or another who it is. I care about what they represent, right? What else do we have? So guys, if you have altcoin requests and you're not a member of the Patreon, there's a tab at the top of the chat. It says goals, and that's where you put your altcoin requests. Bitcoin surges as FOMO drives new wallet creations. Bitcoin's wallet growth highlights renewed retail momentum and potential market shifts, reflecting extensive network expansion and future bullish trends. The unprecedented growth of Bitcoin wallets, as tracked by sentiment, marks a record day with 344,620 new wallets added. That's big. The significant spike coincided with Bitcoin's price exceeding $103,800, the highest since January of 2025. So people are starting to pour into crypto. Sentiment, an analytics firm, noted the flood of new wallets indicating a surge in demand and interest. No responses were noted from Bitcoin core developers or key figures on this development. The spike resulted in large-scale derivative liquidations worth over $343 million, affecting market dynamics. Analysts project the potential for continued upward momentum. Historically, similar activity led to Bitcoin's price rallies. Analysts, including Leo Hart, predict potential price targets of $108,000 to $145,000 to $188,000 in future weeks, supported by this wallet creation surge. The long-term implications for Bitcoin include potential increased regulatory scrutiny and market shifts. If these trends persist, broader economic impacts could enhance Bitcoin's market position. Absolutely, guys. Things are just about to get interesting. Liquidity, what's going on? They're only here to call you wrong, then they turn out to be right, then they're gone, Rob. Exactly. I'm patiently waiting to catch XCN wick down to 1.5 by others' fear. Yes, absolutely. You have to. You have to. All right, guys. I got to go over to the Patreon. I got some one-on-one coaching calls I got to do over there. I'll see if the server lets me right now. So, guys, if you want to book a one-on-one, get over there and listen. I dropped 2 microcap gems this week on the Patreon. I'm dropping another one this weekend, guys. Do not miss out on this. Get in early on these plays. And if you need personalized help, one-on-one help, book a one-on-one coaching call with me personally over on the Patreon. They're free as a Patreon member. So get aboard, guys. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. I'm excited about these 3 projects we're looking at this week. You should be excited about them too. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.